Hey guys, I wanted to make hopefully a short video because I wanted to talk about something that's been weighing on my mind for a while and offer some perspective, I guess, for people who may be struggling with their mindset at the moment, especially if they hold, traditionally conservative or Republican values, which I don't even know what that means anymore. I don't know what box I fit into with all of this chaos going around, but that's a whole other thing. I don't want to spend time on that here. But I want to kind of talk about an antidote and something I've been wrestling with just because it may offer, it might be relatable. And I think that's kind of what we need right now is to figure out, in order to help facilitate like where we fit in this entire movement, and what our role is in the entire movement. And the thing that I want to kind of share with you is that my thoughts on the Colin Kaepernick protest when it was happening at the time, because I was one of the people that was very offended by his lack of regard for the anthem and military and all of that stuff. I felt at the time when I first saw him, he was not kneeling, he was sitting on the bench, and I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, what the hell? And I was one of the ones that was like, you're disrespecting our military, you have the right to sit there, F you, like, who the hell do you think you are? I was that person. And I just want to talk about that for a little bit, because that has been, I can't go to bed at night without thinking of the way that I reacted during that protest, during that time. I remember being very upset when I found out that he did not vote. I was like, how the hell can you protest something? You don't even vote. You don't even, participate in our voting system. Like, who the hell are you to say anything when you don't do that? I was very upset when I saw the socks where he had like the pigs with the police hats. I was very upset when, I found out that he was just not going to stand up. I took offense to that, and I really did. And so one of the things that I wanted to share was, that I get it now. I understand now that it's not about the cops. It's not about all the good cops that do all the right things. And it's not about the military that fight for us and fight for our right for free speech and to protect us. And so that's still very dear to my heart. And it's been tough to grapple with that in light of in light of my memory of that protest, because I remember how offended I was and how pissed off I was that this guy is just like wreaking havoc, whatever. Also, that he was inconveniencing my Sunday. I remember being like, God, I worked so hard throughout the week, and now I have to, I can't even watch a freaking football game because this guy's creating political whatever. And I was so inconvenienced by that. And during that time, he was trying to call attention to exactly what everybody is outraged about right now. And I dismissed it. I dismissed it coolly. I dismissed it like, F you, I don't care, whatever, like nothing. And that's been weighing on me ever since this man, George Floyd, died in the way that he did. I remember watching the video over and over and over again, shocked. And as I've been self-reflecting, I have realized that I have been so disconnected from these types of issues that have been occurring decades on end. And I'm smarter than that. I think that's what really got me, is that I'm smarter than that, to point to things and make excuses about what people are trying to say so that I can make myself feel better about the fact that what he's doing is bothering me. And I just wanted to share that story with you because I think if you're feeling, if you don't know how to feel, if you don't know what your place is or what your role is in this entire movement, I with you, and I share that. Even with the whole black boxing, like I'm never one to be like, oh, let me go on social media and like participate in like an online protest. No, that's just not my personality. I don't do stuff like that. But you know, being from home, and thank you to all of the people who've been sending me links. I've actually asked for ways in which I can like actually make practical change, because it's very frustrating being, I'm not a protester, you know what I mean? Like that's another thing. I'm not going to go out and protest on the streets. And so it's like, okay, well, how can I help? How can I show up? How can I do this better? How can I be better about this? And a lot of people have sent me links about ways that you can donate, ways that you can support the African American community, ways that you can educate yourself, ways that you can just, you know, do the right things and still make a difference. And so I've been reading up on that and doing things, you know, to help in those ways. But if, I guess my whole point to this is that if the starting point for you is right here and right now, and you are feeling almost like uncomfortable about like, I feel something wrong here, and you're grappling with that, keep moving forward, keep making forward progress, because this has to change. And I regret, and I feel very almost ashamed that it took this movement and these protests and this point in our life and our history to understand and get it and realize that this is justified. These protests are justified, and I can no longer dismiss what's being said and what's being furthered and what this movement is about. So I wanted to offer that as a point, you know, of relatability, of, I guess, solidarity. I don't know. I don't even know what the words are, you know, to kind of just give people something to relate to, especially if they haven't been fighting the good fight, you know, for years or whatever, and it feels uncomfortable. It's okay, and this is a good starting point, and let's keep moving forward.